Hey guys, it's Erwin here and welcome back to World of Tanks. And I know it's been a long time since I've done a World of Tanks video. In fact, it's been 2 months since I've done a World of Tanks video. But I am back with the news from 9.17 test server. And as you can see straight away, yeah, the gun carrier is much bigger now. Look at the gun. Look at that. It's huge. Anyways, we're not here to talk about the gun carrier. We're here to talk about the brand new Swedish tanks. But to be more specific, just for this video, the tank destroyers. Next video is probably going to be about the normal tanks, the light tanks, the mediums, and the heavies. The light tanks, mediums, and the heavies are all in the same line. So for those of you who might got hyped, there's going to be 3 different lines there. 2 lines, tank destroyer line and a tank line. This video focused on the tank destroyer line. Anyways, starting at tier 1, the well, it's well, so it was supposed to be a tank, I would say. I could have done a better job than that, but whatever. It's an Strv FM21 or the Stridsvagn FM21. It has no armor at all. In fact, let's just check out the armor. 14mm. Wow, amazing. Well, maybe it can get a bounce or something. 130 hit points. It's a big ass target. The mobility is 25 kilometers an hour. Top speed. It's very horrible. And 14 reverse. That's 6.1 horsepower per ton. Mouse has more than that. Wow, okay. So 55 horsepower. Ford Fiesta has more than that. Yeah, no, that was just a joke. Renault Twingo was supposed to be there, but whatever. Yeah, so it has 9 tons. I'm not surprised. I am actually surprised. It's quite a lot for a tank that looks like this, but. It has a pretty decent gun. The standard one is a Skoda gun, which has 40 damage and 33 penetration. 33 for tier 1 is pretty good. Very good actually. 23.1 rate of fire is also very good. 1.9 aiming time, but 0.4 for dispersion is very bad. So yeah, accuracy is gonna be bad. But the 20mm Madsen autocannon. So it has 10 shells in the magazine. 0.3 seconds time loading the shell, 8 seconds of complete loading, only 27 penetration, less than the standard one, 12 damage from 1 shell, but it's 10 shells, so that's 120 if you know all of them pen. So yeah, that. 16 penetration with high explosive. This thing has high explosive with 20 mils. Wow, okay, never mind. It's very bad. 0.5 dispersion, even worse than before, and 2.5 aiming time. But yeah, it does have a good selection of guns. Just the tank itself is horrible. But this is just a tank. As I know with the tank stores, these are just the tanks all the way to the Kranwagen, which, by the way, is kind of like an AMX-50B. It looks like an AMX-50B, and it plays pretty much like that. But yeah, let's go with the tier 2 tank destroyer, the PVLVVFM42. That's a lot of. Anyways, so yeah, let's just check out this beast. Now all the stats are a bit bad because this is a 50% crew. I didn't want to spend gold on tier 2 because nobody plays them. But let's just check out the mobility of this tank. It has a 110 horsepower engine. It's like our Ford Focus now. It's pretty good. But it has 22.68 specific power to weight ratio. Yeah, that is actually very good. 50 kilometers an hour forward, 20 kilometers an hour backwards, very good as well. I believe this thing can rotate the turret. I mean, the gun all the way around, but I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it has 32.26 gun traverse speed. It was actually pretty fast. So, yeah, I am suspecting it does have 360 rotation. Right, so let's just check out the firepower. Well, we can't say anything with that. Let's just check out the gun first. well, both of the guns. So stock is a 20 mil. Kind of an upgraded version of the... Well, actually it's not. Holy shite! So it has 20 shells in the magazine, but only one more second reload than the tier 1. 31 penetration and 14 damage. Hold on, so that's 14 damage. Hold on, that's really good. Let's just check out, how does the... Yep, so with the stock one, the 20 mil, you have higher damage per minute. It's 1090. With the upgrade one, it's 842. I believe that the stock one, the 20 mil, is going to be very interesting to play, but it does have, well, it's a good enough penetration for a tier 2. But yeah, tier 3 can lack. 0.5 dispersion, bad. 1.9 enemy time, it's pretty good. Right, the 37 mil, it has 26.1 fire, which is very fast. 0.4 dispersion. It's, well, for a tier 2, let's just say it's alright, but still, it's not good. 2 seconds of aiming time, it's alright. 40 damage, okay, and 55 millimeters of penetration. That is very good for a tier 2. Yeah, so that is the PVLVB FM42. Let's just check out the, well, no, let's check out anything. The survivability, let's go for it. So it has 10 millimeters at the front, 8 at the side, and 8 at the rear, and only 110 hit points. Yeah, very weak tank. Now the tier 3 is pretty much like an Object 704, except it's Swedish. Well, it looks like that, but it doesn't have anything with that. Oh, I forgot to mention one more thing with that. The gun depression is 7 degrees, which is not bad, it's alright. However, the IKV-72, here we are. The Swedish Object 704. It looked like it. I do believe that this sound is a bit too high. Let's just completely shut down this. There we go. We don't need the music in the garage. But let's just check out the mobility first, because I like this. So it has 8 tons, less than the tier 1 tank. That's quite good. I mean, small amount. But it has 145 horsepower. Now we're talking about 17.96 specific power to weight ratio and 32 degrees of traverse speed. Not bad. 57 kilometers an hour forward, 20 backwards. I believe this is going to be a very fast tank and very mobile. Let's just check out this thing first. So this thing only has 5 tons. Well, less than 5 tons. Anyways. That's the mobility. Survivability is only 3 marked. So that's pretty bad. 18 millimeters of frontal armor, 7 side armor, and 12 rear armor. So it has more on the rear and the front. 150 hit points. Not good. Firepower. Actually, no. Let's just leave that for a bit. Actually no, we are gonna have to do with the firepower. So this has 2 choices of guns, both of them being the 75mm cannons. Stock one is, well, the upgraded one is pretty much an upgraded version of the stock one. Stock one has 12 rate of fire, 88mm of penetration, which for a tier 3 is very, very good. But the upgraded one has 97, which is even better. The upgraded one has 12.5 rate of fire. Stock one, same damage as the upgraded one. Stock one has 0.41 accuracy, the upgraded one has 0.39 accuracy. Stock one has 2.5 aiming time, the upgraded one has 2.1 aiming time. It's just basically an upgrade of the stock gun, which I think it is a pretty good gun. Good penetration, decent alpha damage, and let's just say reload is 6 seconds, which is not the best, but it can be playable. But for one reason that I like this thing the most, it has 12 degrees of gun depression. Now bear in mind, pretty much all of these Swedish tank destroyers have a lot of gun depression. So yeah, bear in mind that. As a tier 3 done. The tier 4, it's called the SAV M43. And that's a big gun, you might think, and yes it is. It is a 105mm cannon, which is very similar. Well, it's not really similar to the Hetzer and the T40. I wanted to say similar, but it's not. 3.5 seconds of aiming time. By the way, so this Hetzer has a lot less than that. 0.56 dispersion, lot less than Hetzer. Same alpha damage. Penetration, Well, with heat has 110, the Hetzer has 104, so it has a bit more penetration with heat, but the standard ammo is, well, it's high explosive, nothing special, 6.12 rate of fire, which means it's going to reload a bit less than 10 seconds, in fact, well, it's 12.2, but that's with the stock crew, 50%. But yeah. But the stock ones are, well, the stock 75 is very bad. It has 63 penetration for tier 4, very bad, but, well, decent rate of fire. Better than the previous 1.4 accuracy, 2 seconds of aiming time. The upgraded one has 13.6 rate of fire, a bit less, but it has 107 millimeters of penetration. A lot more. Same damage, obviously. It's a 75 millimeter. 0.38 dispersion and 1.9 seconds of aiming time. Aiming time and dispersions are pretty decent for this, but the upgrade, the 105 millimeter, is, well, it's going to be interesting. The T40 and the Hetzer have better gun handling of the 105mm than this thing has. But let's check out the mobility. So it has 162 horsepower. We're getting slowly up to more horsepower, tier after tier. 12 tons, 13 horsepower per ton, 43 kilometers an hour forward, 20 kilometers an hour backwards. It's mediocre mobility, nothing special. 25 traverse speed, it's not very good, it's quite bad. Concealment and spotting, nobody cares about that, so... firepower, yes! Okay, so, well, 50% is 4.94 rate of fire, but let's just completely do that. So it has 32, but that's with stock configuration of 50. I don't think it's a smart idea to put 50% crew on a tank, because it's just so bad. But it does have 14 degrees of gun depression, 2 more than previously. 14 degrees. I mean, this is just fucking ridiculous. And interestingly enough, it has 20 degrees gun traverse on one side, which I believe it's on the left, and 15 degrees on the right, which is a bit worse. So I guess that it would be nice to just poke around the corner with the left side. Yeah. And with the armor as well, it's pretty bad. It's 50, well, it's 50 millimeters, it's not that bad. But side and rear 15, very bad. 270 hit points, the same as the Hetzer. So, yeah, that's the SAV M43. So at tier 5 we have a very interesting tank, it's the IKV 103. And this is an interesting tank, if I'm honest. I like the muzzle brake on this thing. And, well, I like this tank overall. It looks very, very nice. I believe this is where the clan tank was supposed to be, but it doesn't show it. It does show it in game, but not when you're in garage, so... yeah, I do like the details on this tank. It looks pretty good. But it's a very special tank in my opinion. Just like Wikibaby said, yes, I have seen his video, and yes, I am gonna pretty much... it has the choice of 2 guns, and they're both 105mm. And let's just check them out, shall we? The stock one, the IKV 102, has 112 penetration, and by the way, they fire AP rounds. 100 mils, 105 actually, 112 penetration, 320 alpha damage, 0.54 dispersion, and 2.3 seconds of aiming time. That's pretty bad. But the upgraded one has 5.41 rate of fire. Still gonna be pretty long reload, over 10 seconds, 11 or maybe even 12. The average penetration is 120 millimeters, which is okay. Let's just say that. Actually, no. Hold on. The standard ammo is actually heat. Yep, the standard ammo on this thing is heat. So yeah. And by the way, the premium hit costs 10 times more than the standard one, so that's weird. 300 damage, less than the stock one. 0.42 dispersion, which is much better than the stock one, and 2.1 seconds aiming time. A little bit better than the stock one. And yeah, so that's the gun. It's gonna be an interesting gun, but fighting is tier 7 with 120 penetration, and the fact that you have heat is going to be a bit sluggish. Degrees, well, it has 12 degrees of gun depression again. Fucking amazing. Why? How can they have so much gun depression? I have no idea. But the gun arc is pretty terrible. It's 10 degrees on either side, so that's pretty bad. The mobility, 175 horsepower. We're slowly getting up there. Look at that. So 20 horsepower per ton, well, a bit less, a bit under that. 60 kilometers an hour top speed, which is very good, and 20 kilometers an hour in the backwards. Traverse speed is, well, it's mediocre. Actually, it's pretty bad now. Traverse speed is pretty bad. So yeah, that's the IKV 103. Interesting tank. And now the tier 6 is a Swedish tortoise, I would say. Except that it's nothing like the tortoise, because it has absolutely no armor at all. Oh fuck. 15 millimeters, 10 and 10 at the side. I just forgot to say the armor of this IKV, but it is shit, so let's just say that. IKV 65 Chew. Now I do quite like this tank. It has a choice of Chew 190 millimeters. Oh, I almost said 105. 90 millimeters. Stock one has more rate of fire, apparently, but it has less penetration. Same damage. Worse accuracy in the worse dispersion. Well, dispersion is basically accuracy, so worse dispersion and worse aiming time than the upgrade one. The upgrade one has worse rate of fire in the stock one. Better penetration of 180 millimeters, which is pretty good for a tier 6. 240 alpha damage, 0.34 accuracy, which is very, very good, by the way. 1.9 seconds of aiming time. This thing is going to be very accurate. It's going to be like a sneaky sniper. And the concealment of it is pretty good as well, so it's going to be sneaky. Sneaky. And 10 degrees of good depression, pretty good. 12 degrees of elevation. By the way, the Swedish tanks do have pretty bad elevations, so they are weak when you're above them. 7.17 rate of fire, 8.4 seconds of aiming time, now that I have 100% crew, because from tier 6 onwards I put 100% crews on them. Gun traverse is 25.03 degrees per second, but the gun arc is 15 degrees on either side, which is, I don't know. Let's just check out the SU-101, which has 7.3 on either side. The SU-101 does have pretty bad. The concept, however, has 30 on the other side. That's pretty good. Actually, this one. So let's say it's alright, because the SU-101 does have very, very, very bad gun arc. So yeah, let's say it's alright. 1.6 seconds of aiming time, that's 100% crew. 0.33 dispersion, 1720 damage per minute. Not very good. I mean, it has 8.4 seconds of reload, and that's with the gun rammer, by the way. It's not the best reload, but at least the gun has decent penetration and decent alpha. The mobility! Right, 215 horsepower. We're slowly getting up, yeah. Said it 1,000 times. Under 19 horsepower per ton of the specific power. 60 kilometers an hour forward and 20 kilometers an hour backwards. Very mobile, just like every single other Swedish tank, with the exception of the SAV M43, which is the tier 4. 33.38 traverse speed, pretty good, let's say. So yes, the mobility is done, the concealment, the survivability, 580 hit points, not the best, but hey, we can't argue. Because that's how it is, and that's how probably will stay. Still more than Hellcat, which has 570. And we did say all that. Yeah. Now for the tier 7. This is kind of a... Well, I could call it a special tank, because it's an interesting design. It's very, very boxy. It has an exhaust on the roof, but hey, what can we do? And this thing still uses a 90mm. The stock one is the one from the IKV 62 Alt 2. I'm not gonna talk about it because it is what it is, but the upgrade one has 8.11 weight of fire, which is better than the stock one. More penetration, 30 more, up to 210, which is very, very good. Will be able to still deal with tier 9s pretty easily. Same damage, 0.36 accuracy. Well, it's not bad, but it isn't fantastic. 2.3 seconds of aiming time, not bad again. And that's the guns pretty much, and yeah. Degrees wise, has 10 degrees of gun depression. Basically, it just depresses it all the way down as far as it can. That's how it is. All of these Swedish dinosaurs have a lot of gun depression. And watch out for that when it comes on the live server, because they're gonna be deadly. 2000 damage per minute, not bad. 0.35, well that's now with the 100% crew. So yeah. 7.1 seconds of reload. Pretty good actually. But then again, when you compare it to my one of my personal favorite tier 7s, which some people might argue it's not. But this thing, 100 mil, 250 damage. Reload time is 5.7 seconds. This thing was an absolute beast when I had it. So yeah, 5.7 seconds compared to 7.1 is very good. But this thing, it's still alright. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but it's still alright. The survivability, it has 15 millimeters of armor, 12 at the size, and 12 at the rear. Very bad. 800 hit points for tier 7. I'm not sure really. Let's just say it's alright. 310 horsepower, now we have a pretty good horsepower. 23.02 horsepower per ton, 65 kilometers an hour top speed, which is very good, and 20 kilometers an hour backwards, which is also very, very nice. 31 degrees of traverse speed, again, very nice. It only weighs 13 tons, that's why it's so fast. So yeah, that is the IKV-90B. Now the show begins. The UDES 03, the tier 8. This is the first tank destroyer in the game of the three, which are these three: the UDES, the SCRV 103, and the SCRV 103B. These tanks are the ones that come with this, the Hydropneumatic suspension. What it allows you to do, switch to siege mode. By the way, I'm not going to show you any kind of a gameplay in this video, but I am going to show you how the Hydropneumatic suspension works in this game and show you the siege mode, what it does to the tank itself, because it is an interesting feature. And I am getting a lot of lag. Sorry about that, my hard drive was full, so I had to delete some things from my D drive to continue recording. Anyways, yeah, I was talking about the hydropneumatic suspension. I'm getting my tongue really pain in the ass. The way it works is basically the gun is locked in place when you start the game. The tank goes as it goes, as I'm going to show you. It goes 70 kilometers an hour forward and 50 kilometers an hour backwards. This thing is very fast backwards, by the way. So take that into account. 550 horsepower, 25 horsepower per ton. This thing is going to be very, very interesting. Fighting and, you know, reversing. Switching to siege mode is 2 seconds, and switching to travel mode is 2 seconds. Basically, there's 2 modes, as I was saying, in these from tier 8 to tier 10. Doing the travel mode, as you start off, you have the gun locked in place. It has 10.1 seconds of reload time, 3 seconds of aiming time, 0.35 dispersion. And it has 288 millimeters of penetration, by the way, so that's very good. That might think that, yeah, the penetration is very good, but you might think that 3 seconds of aiming time, 0.35 accuracy, and 5.13 rate of fire is very, very bad. And yes, I agree with you, but that's only when you are in the travel mode, because the gun is locked. Basically, in the travel mode, you can only drive. Shooting is pretty much pointless. But when you switch to siege mode, you're basically at one place. You can go slowly, very slowly forward and backwards, but not very fast. During siege mode, your suspension works as an elevation and depression, and your reload, accuracy, and aiming time increase insanely high. And I'm going to show you later on of each one of these tanks, but now I'm just going to show you the stats. So yeah, the siege mode is a very, very, very good mode, and I like the way that these things store display. So yeah, the firepower, as I was saying, it is what it is, but it does have 14 degrees of gun depression. Well, the gun doesn't actually depress, but the suspension depresses the gun itself down. So it depresses it down to 14 degrees and then elevates it for 20 degrees. The gun does actually elevate itself, but it doesn't depress. So yeah, as I was saying, insane gun. 288mm penetration. Whopping. So yeah, this is the UDS-03, the Tier 9, the Strv 1030. Very good design. Oh, and by the way, one thing that I forgot to tell you about was the survivability. 20mm of full armor, forward, the frontal, side, and rear. And you might think this is terrible. Yes, it is. But look at the sloping. It's more than 70 degrees, which means the shells will automatically ricochet off the tank. And I'm not even joking, it does actually happen. I've done it, got a lot of bounces. This entire upper plate is an automatic ricochet. Not sure about how it works against AP and APCR, but against heat, because everybody fires heat in test server, heat doesn't do anything to it, it just bounces clean off. Well, actually, I do know how it goes up against APCR. It goes clean off. I shooted APCR into this tank, ricochet as well. So yeah, automatic ricochet upper plate. Watch out for this. And it's the same with the Strv 1030 and it's the same with the Tier 10 because they all have pretty much the same designs. This is pretty much like a prototype of a Tier 10. 1450 hit points, 40mm of armor at the front, 30 at the side, and 30 at the rear. Yeah, decent. Mobility is 50 km an hour forward and 45 backwards. A bit worse than on the Tier 8. It's still right. The switching to siege mode and switching to travel mode, they both take 5 seconds long. No, 0.5 seconds longer than on the UDS-03. But it has 41 degrees of traverse speed, which is very, very, very good. 16 horsepower per ton. It doesn't accelerate that fast, but it is a pretty mobile tank. The firepower, well, let's just check out the gun. The gun is insane. It has 308 millimeters of penetration, 390 damage, 0.4 dispersion, 3 seconds of aiming time. But as I said, these stats improve dramatically when you go to siege mode. This only says for the travel mode. So yeah, you guys better be ready for these, because these things are gonna be insane. The Strv 103B, the Tier 10, the epic tank, the one that everybody wanted. Also, to the public, is also known as the S tank. Excuse me about that. I'm coughing a little bit as I talk too much. It has 1,700 hit points, which by the way is the lowest of any Tier 10, I think. 40 minutes of armor at the front, 30 at the side, 30 at the rear. Bad as well. Well, it does have an automatic ricochet upper plate, so it will bounce a lot of shells. I tried it, it does happen. Mobility wise, same speed forwards, same speed backwards. Horsepower per ton is a bit better, 730 horsepower, 36.51 traverse speed, but this thing has actually 2.5 seconds switching to siege mode, but only 2 seconds switching back to travel mode, which is a bit of an improvement. Survivability, we checked everything pretty much. Yeah, well, it has 11 degrees of gun depression, and the Strv Tier 9 and Tier 10 have the same amount of gun depression. Okay. 8.1 seconds of reload time is, well, that's for travel mode. I'm not going to talk about this. But it has 2,900 average damage per minute. Now, that's for this travel mode. But when you go to siege mode, that number increases over 4,000 damage per minute. This thing, when it goes to the siege mode, it's basically I kill. When this thing sees a tank, it just kills it. There's no doubt about it. It is an insane DPM monster. Quite possibly the tank with the best DPM in the game. Now this was just a quick show of the shrinking design stories, and this is pretty much going to be the end of the video. But before that, I am going to just show you the siege mode improvements using all of those free tanks. So yeah, let's just check how they improve. Alright, here I am with the UDES-03, and the bad thing is the reticle doesn't show me the reload time. So yeah, but this is a travel mode. The gun is locked in place, you can't do anything with it. But now that I'm going to go to the siege mode, look at the suspension. It depresses itself the way. So yeah, but I can tell you that that reticle does not do 3 seconds of aiming time. By the way, this is gonna be some bad shooting. Let me just show you something later on. And here it is, the UDES-03 on the enemy team. Look at that, look at the bounces. Only 20 millimeters of armor, but it bounces everything. You can just see how the shells are keep bouncing up. Here goes another one, there goes another one. And there goes another one. So yeah, there's that. And now that I'm going to start running backwards, like I shot by a WZ, just look at how fast this thing goes backwards. Yeah, this thing is gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass to catch, isn't it? Anyways, let's go to the tier 9, the Strv 1030. So here we are with the Strv 1030. Now I am actually playing this now, so because I couldn't see before. And yeah, so it's 8.89 seconds right now. And when I press X, do the siege mode, it decreases down to 6.47. Plus you get this very nice reticle. And I just missed, so yeah. It is a very interesting feature, this. With this reload, as you can see, you can do a lot. But anyways, yeah, let's just I'm gonna quit this video and go up with the tier 10. And here we are with the Strv 103B, the jack of all trades, the tier 10. Not really jack of all trades, no, this is misspelled. Anyways, let's just press. Well, let's just check out the first thing that we need to do. And yes, I am going to ignore the battle. That is the aiming time. Very, very, very bad. Plus 8 seconds of reload. Press. I'll just go forward and press X. The reload time went down to 5.2, and the aiming time, well, the gun doesn't really go out of that stock aiming time because it's just aimed all the time. This thing has over 4,000 damage per minute, by the way. This is insane. But anyways, this was the Strv 103B. In my opinion, the most insane tank destroyer I have ever played. Honestly, what a brutal tank. So next thing I'm going to show you is just a little bit of how the hydropneumatic suspension works, and then I'm going to conclude this video. So yeah, stay tuned. And here we are back, and this is just a test of the hydropneumatic suspension. I'm going to press X, and here we are in the siege mode. Elevation, that's how it elevates, and the depression. Yeah, it is insane. So yeah, thanks to everybody who watched this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please like it, as well as if you want me to stream some games, go on my Twitch channel, as will be in the description. And thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Did belong tomorrow. I'll be gone, don't cry, mama, don't cry. I'm burning down this town, so if you see me around tonight, kiss me goodbye.